Got a green screen going. So, folks, welcome to Paul Vato Live. My name is Paul Vato, and you can find me at paulvato.com. We're here with Ref Kimbrough at the PNN Academy Studio, coming at you live. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. But it's been such an exciting May already. I feel like we can go back as far as April, which the whole month we were celebrating Stephen Kimbrough's birthday. So that was a lot of fun. And we did a film festival. We were at various venues around Hollywood and in North Hollywood. So we shout out to Dave & Buster's for allowing us to do some of our film festival there, and at the Kookaburra Lounge, where I was able to host my first stand-up hosting for the first time.
That was at Comedy Chateau.
That was at the, I'm sorry, I was at the Comedy Chateau. We'll take that back. Sorry, edit that out. I've never even been to the Kookaburra. So, yes.
We'll have to take you there.
Yeah, I would love to check it out. So I'm very excited to actually check it out. But yes, at the Comedy Chateau in North Hollywood is the place where I first did some hosting, which was amazing. And then the next day I did it once again with Stephen Kimbrough. So I'm ready. If anyone's looking for a host, Paul Vato is good to go. And so yeah, April was amazing. Stephen, what else did we do in April that was very high profile? I feel like we did so many events. You can also go to.
We did a podcast at the Comedy Chateau with Brian Kiley.
That was one of the highlights of my comedy career, was being on a podcast panel with Brian Kiley. And I've actually, I've worked with him before as far as on podcast panels at the Jerseyan Film Festival. So we did a panel then, and it was amazing to work. He's such a legend in the comedy business. He's definitely one of my top comedians. He wrote for about 30 years for Conan O'Brien, who recently just got honored with the Mark Twain Award. So yeah, shout out to Conan O'Brien, whom I met a couple times throughout the years back in the 1900s, and always very nice, always very gracious. Shout out to Brian Stack, one of his writers, who I would imagine if I ran into him, one of these days, he would probably remember my name. He's a genius, Brian Stack. So shout out to all those people from the IO in the 1900s. It was a late 1900s, of course. What a great time to be alive and doing improv in Chicago, meeting all the people that have now become very successful comedic actors. Shout out to Ike Barinholtz, who's on a new show called The Studio. It's I watched the whole series. I binged it. It was amazing, incredible. It's kind of an inside peek to Hollywood, with some satire there. Seth Rogen is the lead on that. So yeah, we had an incredible April with that panel at the Comedy Chateau with Brian Kiley. Shang came by as well, so shout out to Shang. And then moving into May, Cinco de Mayo, big day. We're a few days away from that, but just some incredible events in Vegas. There was all the Nerd Bar events, May the 4th be with you, and then Revenge of the 5th. So I love a good punny name. So that was a lot of fun in Vegas, but then here we did some events, and shout out to the 3 Clubs, which is our new residency on Monday nights. So if you happen to be in California, if you happen to be in Hollywood, please swing by, do a little stand-up, do a little singing, tell us who you are. If you want to come in and promote your event, we are there, and we'll have you come on the Teen Comedy USA podcast, which we'll be doing. It's our live series every Monday from the 3 Clubs, which is on Vine in Hollywood. So please come out for that. And then, of course, on Tuesdays, we can usually be found at Miceli's, the one right into the valley there on Cahuenga. So not the Las Palmas location, but the Cahuenga location. Please come out for that. We're usually there late afternoon, all the way to late in the evening, podcasting for Team Comedy USA. Which, if for those that are not familiar, Team Comedy USA is what we is leading up to the big games 2028 LA.
Yeah, I'm back, and I'm excited about that, Paul.
What can you tell us about Team Comedy USA? Because Kimbro, it's been around for a while.
I have the opportunity of getting a comedy, because I worked on cruise ships back in the day, and my best friend was a stage manager, and he got a job on the Crystal Harmony, which was the inaugural cruise was the Barcelona 92 Olympics, and he was the stage manager for that. And he's like, Kimbro, I'm on a ship, and in 2 years, we're going to be chartered by the Olympics. Do you want to come? I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course I do. So he put me in to do stand-up, and I got selected to be one of the comedic entertainers on board. And I had to go through an extensive background check. Back then, everything was done with snail mail and letters.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get a letter from the mayor of my town. I had to get a letter from the chief of police. I had to get some entertainment reference letters from either a comedy club or a booker or agent or a college. And I had to send that all in. It took about 6 months for all that to get approved. And then I got my approval letters probably, I don't know, maybe a year out. And then I had to have an active passport. So I sent them the passport. And then just for good measure, I had to send them a police record from my city 4 months out. And everything came back green and clean and good to go. I jumped on a plane, flew into Paris, jumped on a train, went through Italy, switched trains in Italy, and then got to Spain, switched trains again, and then jumped on a bus from the train station to Barcelona.
Wow.
And that whole trip I did carrying about 5 bags. 2 of those duffel bags were full of Team Comedy USA t-shirts.
Man, that is one loaded down tourist, man.
I'm telling you, bro. And everybody was going to the Olympics. So every train from every country was packed. So it was work. I mean, it's a good thing I was young and strong, schlepping 5 bags, because it was work. But man, did I have fun. Just the journey getting there was a process.
Sure. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, though, but 92 was the dream team.
That is correct.
I mean, I remember being in Chicago and just being so proud because of all the members from the Bulls that were on the dream team. And I think it's maybe also around the first time where they allowed professional athletes to compete.
That was because the Olympics before that, the World Professional NBA had developed into being professional ball players. So every other country, our college kids were playing against professionals. And they barely lost, and they were bragging how they beat the USA. That's when it was like, you know what? We're going to send the dream team. We're going to make you pay for that victory.
Yeah.
And they did. They smoked everybody. You had Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Just you had Stockton, John Stockton. I mean, it was unbelievable. Scottie Pippen. It was crazy. And the cool thing about being there on that ship, that ship, because it was commissioned by the Olympic Committee, that's where they stayed. That was their headquarters. That was their base camp. So all the top mucky muck of the food chain of the Olympics stayed on that ship.
Wow. So you got to interact with all these.
I got to interact with all of the top brass of the Olympics simply because we shared the same like ship.
Amazing. Now, not to harp on the dream team or keep going back to the dream team, but I do remember when the dream team was announced, I literally was like, how's that fair? Like, I mean, I go, these guys are gonna smoke. There's no one that could be better than the dream team. I mean, they were already called the dream team. I think I was just like, it's not fair for the rest of the world. But I love that there was some comeuppance because, yeah, obviously the pros from other countries would, it wasn't easy, I'm sure, but they would, of course, defeat college level students. But not when you put pro against pro when it's apples and apples. That's
Yeah, I think we probably, if they hadn't gloated so much on the win, on like they, beat America, like our children, our college co-eds, we probably would have put together the next year a stronger college team that probably would have beat them anyway, because these guys are pro level college students. They just happen to still be in college, but because they gloated so bad, then that's when, the ego of the NBA said, no, you're not the best in the world. You're not gold winners because you didn't actually beat us. You guys are professionals playing against our amateur college collegiate league. So, don't get it twisted. You did not beat America in basketball. We invented basketball.
so I do, like I said, I remember thinking like, ooh, this is not going to fare well for the rest of the world. But no, that's so exciting though that you were there when that happened. So that was kind of the beginning of Team Comedy USA.
Yeah. So because I was on the ship and doing comedy, I thought, being an athlete, I happen to know that when you do these big tournaments, at the end, the athletes exchange jerseys or sweats, or, the divers would exchange towels, or they would exchange chamois, or, there's always an athletic exchange of equipment or jerseys at the end just to show good sportsmanship and, to create an amazing moment. So I'm like, I'm going to make me some Team Comedy USA t-shirts. And if I run across any athletes, man, I am definitely going to see if I can like switch my Team Comedy USA shirt out with a cool Brazilian soccer shirt or maybe a Croatian basketball player's jersey. And I think that would be super cool. I did not know that would be probably the coolest thing there, because once I start passing them out and people started wearing them, they were like, where can I get that shirt? And they're like, this is American comedian on the Crystal Harmony. Like if he comes out, you got to catch him. So I always made sure I had 10 or 15 shirts with me. And it was as good as European gold currency. I got into places, I got food, I got liquor, I got hookups, I got party. Like it was probably the cool. I got on yachts. It was amazing. I could not believe how cool it was. And I thought, you know what? If America ever comes back, or if the Olympics comes back to a city that I'm even remotely close to, I'm bringing that back.
Well, here we are 3 years out, and not even now. I guess now it's 2.5 years and before you know it, it will be here. But you brought up a lot of things that also kind of now have inspired me and motivated me to make sure that my passport's going to, be current, make sure that any background checks that need to be done will be done and things like that. I'm sure it'll be quicker now, but, and who knows at what level we'll be involved with it, but better safe than sorry.
Sure. It's almost instant now because you got the internet and everybody is like in some sort of a database system of some sort. And, but yeah, now is a good time to make sure that your records and stuff are clean. But because the Olympics are here in America, you don't have to worry about that because the world is coming to you.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah,
we're not going anywhere. And same thing for the Winter Olympics is going to be in Utah in 2030. Oh, so we're going to rinse and repeat Team Comedy USA in Utah in 2030.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad that we're getting it off the ground again now versus, oh, well, we got time, because it'll be here before we know it?
Yeah, well, I feel I'm already behind. I feel it's kind of already here.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty excited about it. So to be able to resurrect Team Comedy USA in Los Angeles in 2028, and the goal is, Paulie, to be the epicenter of comedy go to for everyone who's coming here looking for some levity.
And who isn't? Come on.
Come on. I mean, comedy is the healer of all things in all worlds, in all countries, all places and races. So I want to get all the comedy clubs on board, comedy theaters. I want to get all the comedians, producers, writers. We're doing a film festival July 11th through the 13th. It's the Team Comedy USA Sports Film Festival, because we're doing an international call for sports films and comedy films. That's it.
And that's this July, as in a few months from now.
Yes. And we're doing it every July leading up to 2028.
I've already had it. Well, even if you didn't want to do it, it's already listed on vatoevents.com, where people can go and check out what's going on tonight, what's going on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, usually in Hollywood, Las Vegas, maybe a little bit Orlando, even Mexico. I've listed some events that our friends are involved with, like
So that's vatoevents.com?
vatoevents.com. That's right. You can also go to paulvato.com and from there find it. But on there at vatoevents.com, I'll just list, I've also listed our past events that we did, like the singles dating game at Dave & Buster's last month, and or was it March? I don't even. I think it was April. But that event. So some of the past events that we've done, some of the past events that the Nerd did in Vegas, but then more importantly are the upcoming events, or the weekly events, like the trivia night at Dave & Buster's, like I'm sorry, the karaoke at Dave & Buster's, and then the trivia night at Tribute, which is another bar that our friend Andrea and her man are doing, trivia nights there. So all those events are listed there, but I've already I don't have anything yet, but if we could come up for an event for LA 2028, I will list it there, Kimbro. But I've already listed the film festival, which is upcoming, like you said, in July, and submit your your sport event shorts. So Team Comedy USA sports event.
Awesome. So I got you pulled up here on my channel.
Ooh,
let me
hope it looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I use Popple, which is someone I'm a brand ambassador for, POPL, and it's it's a great bio link, if you will.
Yeah, I see it here. This is pretty cool. You got all your events. You got the events from the past. That's cool.
So yeah, vatoevents.com. And of course, Kimbro, if there's anything that needs to be changed, we could or added at the drop of a hat, I can do that. And same for folks that want to list their events, by all means, just DM me and I will put you up on Vato Events if it's something that we might be involved in, or something that we can participate in. So
yeah, I have to make you a flyer for our Mondays at 3 clubs.
Yes,
we're going to be there every Monday.
Yes, we are. We should talk a little bit about what's going on at the 3 clubs in Hollywood on Vine.
Well, we did our first one. This Monday, and it went pretty good, huh? Wouldn't you say?
I'd 100%. It really did. It was incredible. I mean, we interviewed Maui. Shout out to Maui Santos. She came by, but we set it up. It looks great. It's in their ballroom. Their I don't know. I call it a ballroom, but it's where bands play, where bands perform.
Right.
So yeah, 100%, man. It is such an amazing venue, and if for some reason, because they do rent it out for film productions and bands make music videos there, if it's not available for some reason, they also have this great room in the back that's kind of already set up for podcasting. It's a green room, but I mean, I felt comfortable when I saw that room. We can set up our podcasting there. So really, every Monday from here on out at the 3 clubs, I thought we could take a break in 2028, but it turns out we might be going through 2030. I'm just finding this out.
Well, I don't share everything with you, Paul. I do have some secrets.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So I'm very excited about the 3 clubs. And then is Miceli's going to be an every Tuesday thing, or is that
that's been an every Tuesday thing for the past year and a half?
Mm-hmm.
So, I love Joe Miceli, and he has opened his restaurant and his club and his whole world to us, and I owe him the world, because we can go in there every Tuesday and get a couple of large pies. We can get the strawberry lemonade, soft drinks, tea, whatever. We get the 20% Kimbrough family and friend discount on food and drinks if we want to, tap into that. And man, Joe is my man. I love Joe.
Amazing. Yeah, I actually went in there. I don't know if a date might be a strong word, but I dropped the Kimbrough family and friends discount, and it worked. And I got to tell you, I'm from Chicago, so of course I'm going to talk about pizza, and it's amazing. Their pizza is amazing. It's obviously not a Chicago style deep dish, but it is thin, but it's not like cracker thin, but it's not too thick, but great flop, and just the cheese pull. You can tell I've been watching a lot of food channels, and it's one of the best pizzas I've ever had. So shout out to Miceli's for making an amazing pizza, and thank you so much, Kimbrough, for bringing me along and turning me on to it.
Yeah, my pleasure. You're part of that family 20% hookup for sure.
Can other people use that? People that listen?
Yeah, anybody who's listening, if you want to get that 20% discount, it's going to go into my memberships. So if you get a membership to Team Comedy USA, or if you are on our podcast, come to our events, or you just happen to know that promo code, then you can get some love for sure.
I love it. How can people join Team Comedy USA, or is that what you would suggest people do?
Yes, go to teamcomedyusa.com. On that page, and I did have it up earlier, and let me see if I can pull it back up. But if you want to go to teamcomedyusa.com, it's going to take you to our PNN Academy page, which has, and I'm going to pull this up on the screen for you right now, because I can do that. That's going to be this right now. So if you go to this page here that you see on the screen, and I will scroll down to, so when you go to Team Comedy USA, it's going to take you to this page here, which is pnnacademy.org. You scroll down, and you're going to see right here where it says how you can join. You're going to click on that. You're going to fill in your name and your email and your phone number, and that will come to me, and I can send you the information on how you can become a full-fledged member, either a annual member or a lifetime member, depending on what it is that you want to do. So here it is. It's this form here. You fill out this form and you click this button here. That sends an email to me letting me know that you're interested in becoming a member, and then I can send you the link to purchase the membership. If you have a promo code where you can get a free one, then you punch that promo code in, or some of the promo codes are discounted or 20% off. I think your promo code, Paul, is a 10 to 20% discount. I forget.
I was just going to put it out there and go like, hey, folks, you might want to try Vato as a promo code.
Yeah, you try Vato.
Sure wherever there's a promo code, enter Vato, and you might end up with a good discount, whether it's Team Comedy USA or Popple or any of these other.
You will get some love. Okay, it looks like my broadcast just turned off because I had it set for 30 minutes. I didn't set the timer for an hour. So, and again, Paul, I forgot to turn the audio on to get the audio recording.
Okay.
So, there you have it.
There you have it. Well, we're trying things out here at the studio. So Kimber, maybe I think that's it for tonight, and then we're going to do this as often as we can, especially Paul Vato Live, or look out for Team Comedy USA podcasting throughout the week. So teamcomedyusa.com, or just go to paulvato.com, and I'll put a link to some of our latest podcasts. But shout out to Podbean that we were also live on, and then YouTube Live. It's something that I'm trying out because I'd love to do that. And then also on our PNN Academy channel, the Paul Dean of Podcasting.
So you were on YouTube Live as well?
Yeah.
And you were on Bean Pod Live as well?
Podbean, that's correct.
And
yes.
Are you able to download the audio for both of those?
I believe that I am.
Okay, yeah. And the video?
My video of me, yes, on YouTube, on live.
That's beautiful.
And then Podbean is just audio, so 100%.
All right. Well, I'm not on any of this stuff because I have the camera on you, and I don't have any of my cameras on me, which is I'm totally okay with.
Okay.
So we are going to call it quits for tonight. You can reach me at teamcomedyusa.com, and you can reach this channel, this broadcast, at podbrothernation.com. And when we go live again, if you go to podbrothernation.com, you can see us live. There's a little bit of a delay, but that's okay, because it's going through an enhancer, a broadcast enhancer. So it takes about 45 seconds for it to get out to the public. So if you make a comment on that channel and it takes a minute for us to respond, that's why.
Got it.
teamcomedyusa.com for all things Team Comedy USA, and Pod Brother Nation for all things on our live stream channel. So thank you, Paul, for hanging out with me, and let's do it again.
Well, Kimbrel, thank you for hanging out with me and Paul Vato Live. Please, let's not.
Hey, thank you for hanging out with me on Rev Kimbrel Live.
Well, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this amazing studio. So I will give you that. And thank you for almost getting me arrested tonight. But I think we talk about that tomorrow.
Let's talk about that tomorrow. That's a great story.
Breath of fresh air in my ass. Okay, folks. Goodbye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
I guess we can always leave them on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. We should do that every show.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.